Hi, my name is Leah Day, and welcome to this video for the Free Motion Quilting project. Today we're working again in Express Your Love, stitching through the orange background sections. And in the last video we learned a design called Zigzag Spiral. And that design was basically a combination of basic spiral and zippeling. Well, today I really want to teach you an easier version of that design, this one called Wiggle Wiggle Spiral. And it's basically combining the very simple, the most simplistic version of stippling, the U-shaped stippling, with spirals. And this might be a little bit easier, or it might feel a little trickier. It depends on the way your brain works. So let's get on the machine and see how this works. Basically, to stitch Wiggle Wiggle Spiral, I'm going to stitch 2 of those wiggly U-shapes, like that, and then immediately go into a spiral. I'm not really doing stippling so much as repeating this motion of 2 of those wiggly U-shapes and then into a spiral, just like this. Now as I turn the corner, I might have to add an extra U-shape in to come up and around. But the point of this design is to show you how you can use only the most simplistic shapes to come up with a new design. And you can see I'm already also doing a lot more repetitions of the spirals than I was doing when I was combining with zippeling. It's just depends on the design. It depends on what you're combining and how you want it to look. But I just decided when I was looking at it that I really wanted a lot more spirals, and I wanted those to be a lot more apparent. Now, having stitched just a little bit of this design, you might be wondering, okay, well, Wiggle Wiggle Spiral, how do I keep track of those wiggly shapes? How do I keep track of when I need to go into a spiral? And really a good answer for this particular design would be to count the number of U-shapes that you stitch. It's a simple process of just making it a repetitive thing in your mind, and it becomes a repetitive motion if you need to count 1, 2, spiral, 1, 2, spiral. It might seem a little silly, but it does work. Let me show you how that's going to work. Let's see here. I'm going to back up. I'm going to wiggle. That's 1, 2, and swing around and go into my spiral. And you know, you don't have to be absolutely perfect about it. It just worked out better in that situation to just go on ahead and go straight in the spiral after only 1 wiggly U-shape. And you're going to end up with spirals all over the place, and you're going to end up with them right next to one another, and that's okay. That's kind of the purpose of this design, to kind of force you to stitch the spirals more often than what you stitch them in the zigzag spiral. So you can see I'm kind of working my way upward. This design seems to work itself in a linear fashion, just a little bit easier than the totally free form. I could, of course, work this in rows very easily, but I'm wanting it to fit and still be, even though I'm repeating the same set of shapes over and over again, I'm still wanting it to appear random, at least as much as I can. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now let me back up my camera so you can see this comparison. This is Wiggle Wiggle Spiral over here, and slide this one in, and this is the Zigzag Spiral. And so you can see the difference of these 2 textures. They're very, very similar. They're going to have an extremely similar texture because they're a single line design. They incorporate the spirals, and the only difference is you're zigzagging in one design and wiggling in the other. So have lots of fun stitching Wiggle Wiggle Spiral. My name is Leah Day, and this has been a video for the Free Motion Quilting Project. Find many more videos on quilting out Duchess reins at freemotionproject.com. Until next time, let's go quilt.